to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Roling. Do you believe you are capable of choosing your future? Sometimes it takes just one person to believe in you, for you to believe in yourself. If you find yourself continuing to say, someday I will take better care of myself, only to continue living the same day over and over and over again, then you, my friend, are in the right place. I am your biggest cheerleader, inspiring you to become you on purpose and with intention. Are you ready to create a life you love? I'm excited to share with you some big ideas that you can use today to inspire, impact, and influence your life and everyone in it. The Becoming You show starts now. Hello, my friends. How are you? Welcome to a new month. One of my favorite months, actually. I love December. I love December to reflect on the year and really be curious about what I've learned and where I struggled and where I grew and who I became. I love December because it holds one of my very favorite holidays, Christmas. I love a new month, and in particular, this is the last month of this year. Think about it. We'll never have this month back. Not this day, not this very minute back. And so I want to feel December. I want to feel Christmas this year in a way that I've never experienced it before. I also want to plan and strategize and think about the upcoming year, 2023. What an amazing year it's going to be. The best yet, I have no doubt. Thinking about a new year is so exciting to me, and I really want to think about it in all the possibility instead of the responsibility. What is possible for you next year? For most of us, so much more than we could ever even imagine. So if you don't know what you want next year to look like as it relates to your own personal and professional success, and or you don't know for sure your contribution, your mission, your purpose, I want to invite you to join me in my Clutter-Free in 3 program. It's 3 steps, it's 3 months. The first thing that we need to do in making plans and setting goals and the work that we're going to be doing in this master program is we have to get clear on our focus. We have to get clear on our level of agency and our habits. We need to establish a baseline for where we are at. We're going to do it in a way that captures the entirety of your life, similar to the work that we do here on this podcast. Everything from health to relationships to money to hobbies, and yes, fun. Yes, I'm committed to having more fun in this next year. The assessment that we take is an all-encompassing tool that helps us identify areas of improvement, opportunities for growth. And so knowing where we are is absolutely critical to knowing where we want to go. And I think so many times we skip this part and we end up chasing the wrong things. We end up thinking that the problem is X when it's Y. And then we spend a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of energy solving for the wrong problem. Then I'm going to teach you about the science of success and how we've been doing it wrong. And I want to show you how by implementing a new framework that I'm going to call the reverse result formula. I'm going to tease it out too. And the reason I call it the reverse result formula is because I truly believe that in understanding the 5 components of the formula, you gain clarity on why we have been doing it backwards. And by understanding human behavior and psychology, you'll begin to understand and eventually master this fundamental concept. And it is this: we don't do what we know. And I know you've heard me say this before, but we don't do what we know. If we did, we would already have the results that we want. It's not about doing more. It's not about taking more advice. We have to also understand the human behavior and the result trifecta of discipline and motivation and commitment. And so once we know where we are and where we want to go and know the exact formula to get there, we have to unburden ourselves from all the doubt and the delay and the excuses and the toxic relationships and the overwhelm and the anxiousness and the worry and the procrastination and all the busy work. In other words, we literally have to clear the clutter that keeps us stuck. And clearing this clutter, like we do on this podcast, but like we're going to do 10x in this master's program, will allow you to have an empowered mindset. It will allow you to feel success and fulfillment. You'll get strategic clarity and the know-how. You'll know how to take massive action, and you will take it. You will have meaningful relationships, well-being, positive health, competencies, confidence. The list goes on and on and on. So the first two alone are transformational, right? Knowing what the real problem is and doing the clarity framing and knowing how to solve it using the reverse result formula, it's 80% of the work. But how do we ensure that we keep motivated and committed and confident in order to sustain that success? By clearing the clutter, my friends, that is burdening you and stealing your time and your energy and money. And knowing these 7 areas of clutter that's keeping you stuck is imperative to getting unstuck. It is next to impossible to find that next level, to reach your full potential when you're buried underneath it. And so the reason why this is so important to me, you guys, the reason why I'm so passionate about this is that I know for me, without knowing where I have clutter, I can accomplish like the best of them, but it's costly. It was a constant cycle of overwhelm and frustration. I thought it was normal, actually. It costed me burnout and bitterness and relationships, and it costed me my health. It costed me money and time spent needlessly on wrong answers to the right problem or right answers to the wrong problems. You get access to an in-depth training platform with training lectures and worksheets and checklists and audits. And you'll have lifetime access to this too. So you can share it and train your teams, and it'll serve as a refresh for your own development and growth. And there's so many more things about this program that I'm really excited and passionate about. So check it out. Go to my website, www.leahroling.com, and get on the wait list, because I truly believe that these 3 steps are the key to massive amounts of success and societal impact. And when you take the best of who it is that you are into the world, it is a gift that you give to the world. It's how I believe that you make your contribution and your impact. And I want this for you. I want this for every single one of you. So I hope you'll join me there. So get on my wait list. Speaking of impact and contribution, I want to spend the rest of our time today to talk about why we want things to be easy. Why comfortable feels safe. Every day, every minute, with every decision, there is this psychological tug of war. You see, we as humans are hardwired for growth, but our brain is wired for ease. And when our desire for fulfillment and success and achievement butts up against this motivation trifecta, we find ourselves in the miserable land of maybe. Maybe someday I will get in the best shape of my life. Maybe someday I will start my own company. Maybe someday I will feel confident to charge what I'm worth. Maybe. And the maybes of the weeks turn into maybes of the months and years. And although we may be comfortable going through the motions, we feel unfulfilled, bitter, and resentful. So if you're tired of the miserable maybe and want something more in your life, we must embrace hard and demonstrate strength. Most people want an easy way out. They want an easy button. They want it fast. They want it now. They want it with as few inconveniences as possible, without struggle, without obstacles. And I think when we do that, we make it harder for ourselves, not to mention it generally ends up costing us more time and more money. So what would it take to be a person that liked hard things? For me, I think it would require us not liking the hard thing just long enough to like it. I like to think of myself as someone who enjoys hard things, likes a challenge, at least in most areas of my life. When I started running, I didn't love it. I wasn't really great at it. I surely wasn't competitive until I got good at running. And as I got good at running, I decided to run farther and then faster. And then I qualified for Boston. And then I decided to add a couple more sports to it. And then I decided to do triathlons, longer and faster. And then I decided to run farther, like 50 miles and 75 miles. And then I trained for Leadville, which is a 100-mile race. And then I knew I was cardiovascularly fit, but strong, not at all. So I thought, I'll go into the gym and lift. Yikes. My brain said and challenged me every time I opened the door. Leah, you're way more of a cardio girl than a weight girl. And I had to prove myself wrong. I had to not enjoy lifting weights just long enough until I got strong enough to like lifting weights. It only sucks, I promise you, until you get good at it. So you just have to suck just long enough to get good at it, to feel strong and to feel confident in it. And then you actually enjoy it. Or at least it's not as hard. And then just for fun, you start lifting heavier weights for more reps and more sets, just for fun. My fitness is an area of my life where I embrace the suck. I embrace the hard, and I am stronger as a result. Now, here's what's really important for us to know. It's not just about enjoying the result of hard work, which is obviously fun, yet super fleeting. I am talking about enjoying the hard part. And learning how to enjoy the hard part is what I believe is the key to living a life that is fulfilling, satisfying, and one that you can be proud of. There is no growth, there's no pride, there's no fulfillment in doing something that you didn't have to work for, at least a little bit, right? Think about something that you've worked hard for, something that challenged you, stretched you, and changed you. When you think about it, do you think about the end result or do you think about the journey? For me, training for Leadville challenged me, stretched me, changed me. And when I think about Leadville, for sure I think about that race day. But more than that, I mean, way, way, way more than that, I think about the journey of who I had to become along the way. The strength, physically, mentally, emotionally, to push when I wanted to sit, to cry my way through blisters and cramps and a massive amount of fatigue. And if I would have just signed up for the result of completing an 100-mile race, I might not have even have started. That sounds ridiculous. Who would do that? I wanted to see where I could push myself, what that limit was, to discover who I needed to overcome that next obstacle, who I needed to become to break through these challenges that I didn't even foresee when I started training for this. I'm telling you, there were plenty. And most people probably would agree that training for a 100-mile race sounds awful, like a big capital, not fun. But it is fun when you get to demonstrate to yourself just how capable and strong you are. And when I shifted from running to lifting weights, I was in awe of how strong these women were in the gym. You guys, they were benching more than I could deadlift. For them, lifting heavier weights was super fun because they were strong at lifting weights. And I think the stronger we become, the more fun it is to embrace the suck and to handle the struggles and to challenge ourselves to do hard things. We have to understand that when we start anything new, we're not going to be great at it. We're not going to be strong at it. But the way we demonstrate our strength and get stronger is to do harder and harder things. So if you want to enjoy harder things, you need to get stronger. So how do you get stronger? By doing the very thing that by doing it will make you stronger. This thing, this hard thing, could be enjoyable if you choose, and that is the secret to accomplishing hard things. It's to enjoy it. And if you were to let yourself enjoy the entire journey of the challenge, the part of it where you are weak, the part of it that requires patience and grace, and the part where your strength is tested over and over and over and over again until all that is left is stronger strength. With this stronger strength, you try more challenging things and you get stronger. And the stronger you become, the more challenging things you will try, and the more you will grow, and the more you will evolve, and the more you will become into that next version of you. Physically, we get stronger by doing things we weren't strong enough to do until we became strong enough to do them. Emotionally, we get stronger by going through things that we weren't strong enough to go through until we did. Mentally, we get stronger by deciding on things that we aren't strong enough to do in order to get stronger. Are you a person that is avoiding hard things? Perhaps someone that is looking for an easy way, a quick fix, staying comfortable in the same routines, the same ideology, the same knowing, setting goals that are realistic, which means that you've done them before, which means that they're just a to-do list. I want you thinking in possibility. I want you thinking outside of your own mind what's possible for you. I want you blowing your mind with what you could possibly create in your life, whether that is a physical goal, a mental goal, a professional goal, a personal goal. If you set your professional goal, if you're an entrepreneur, like I know a lot of my listeners are, to doing like 10 or 15% more than you did the year before, just like your reason, what if you did 30? If 15 is realistic, because 15% growth is typically what you do, don't be typical. Do more. Challenge yourself to do 20 or 30%. Not because it's going to make you be any better, but because in the becoming, you're going to better yourself. So are you somebody that's just setting realistic goals? That's okay with just being comfortable. And without judging that, can you lovingly nudge yourself? Can you nudge yourself into that someone that looks for challenges, that wins the tug of war with their seeking comfort, seeking ease part of the brain? Because when you start winning the war against your psychology and embracing the challenge, you will begin to know yourself in ways that you didn't know before. You will start to tap into potential that you did not know you had. You will start pushing the envelope of what is possible for you. What are the challenges that you are exploring in your life? Maybe it's a physical goal, like running a race or climbing a mountain or PRing on a lift. Maybe it's a professional goal, like launching that new program, making your first 100K, 500K, million, whatever it is. I want you to look at it and ask yourself, is this challenge going to demand something of me that is worthy of me? Or is it something that I have done before? And like I said, if it's something that you have done before, consider that it's just a to-do list. And that is not a goal worthy enough of you. You know you can do it. If you don't have to think any differently, if you don't have to learn anything different, if you don't have to stretch yourself, if you don't have to go through hard, you don't have to become any different. You don't get any stronger staying in ease and comfort. I want you to be strong. I want you to be the strongest version of yourself ever. Success, fulfillment, legacies are dependent on it, which means you have to do hard things. And once you know you are strong, you will be constantly looking for ways to become stronger, to become more of who it is that you are, who it is that you have always been. That she, that he is waiting inside of you for you to choose more for yourself, to think in impossibilities. Think about it. Whatever you believe to be impossible is only impossible today. It is made possible the minute you put it into your awareness for your consciousness to choose from, to become. I want you to win this tug of war between your humanness and your ego. I want you to not only enjoy hard things, but I want you to raise your hand to do the hard things, choosing hard things, deciding to do hard things. Because like I said, the harder thing you try, the stronger you will become. If you have breath, you're not done growing. You are not done expanding. You are just getting started. You are not done reaching new heights, breaking new ceilings, running farther, faster, living harder, lifting harder and heavier. Don't waste your breath on ease. You're stronger than that. You're more capable than that. Give yourself a chance to show yourself what you are made of. I can't wait to see what that is. I really want for you to explore what that could look like next year. And if you want help doing that, come in and do my master's program with me. I would love to have you in there. I would love to see you break through boundaries, break through beliefs, and become that next best version of yourself. So think about the goals that you have for your life next year. And where are they beneath you? Where are they not asking you, demanding of you to demand a little bit more of yourself? I want that for you. I want you to choose harder things for your life next year so that you can be stronger, so that you can give more to your family and to your friends and to your community and to the world. We all need that from you. All righty, my friends, go do hard things. Look for hard things. Raise your hand to hard things. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Roling, where I share big ideas to inspire, impact, and influence your life. Tune in every Friday at 11 Central on transformationtalkradio.com for your morning cup of coffee, the hug you never want to end, and that inspirational message that you felt was written just for you. Each show is inspiring you to become you with purpose and intention. For more information or to connect with me, visit www.leahroling.com.